You are 11 years old, barefoot and covered in dust, chasing a wooden toy your brother carved for you behind your family's tiny hut in a forgotten village deep inside the old Lotus Empire, sometime around the year 982. The day is hot, the ground cracked from drought, and the rice fields surrounding your home shimmer like mirrors under the sun. You think it will be another ordinary afternoon, until the sound of hooves echoes through the valley, a sound so unfamiliar that even the chickens scatter. A purple caravan, lacquered so smooth it reflects the sky, stops in front of your house. Its wheels alone look more expensive than anything your village has ever seen. The door opens slowly, and a man steps out. His robe is layered silk embroidered with gold thread, heavy enough that it sways like armor. His face is expressionless, carved from stone. His eyes sweep over the village, searching, evaluating. Then they land on you. He doesn't smile. He doesn't ask your name. He simply orders you to stand still. He examines you the way merchants examine goats at the market, checking your teeth, the softness of your hands, the clarity of your skin. You are confused, terrified. You try to step back, but his assistant holds your shoulders firmly. Your father doesn't say a word. He doesn't ask what the man wants. When the stranger tosses a bag of coins at his feet, the metallic clatter seems to swallow every sound in the village. Your mother screams your name as you're pulled into the caravan, her voice raw and desperate, but the door slams shut before you can reach her. You pound your fists against it, but all you hear is the rattle of wheels as the caravan begins to move. You've been sold. The journey is long, rough, and suffocating. The air inside the caravan smells of sweat, leather, and the earthy stink of horses. Your stomach feels like it's twisting in on itself, not just from hunger, but from the dread crawling under your skin. The women transporting you whisper that you're being taken to the Red Jade Palace, the heart of the empire, a place so immense it swallows thousands of servants and concubines. They say girls like you enter, but rarely ever come out. You try to ask questions, but every time you speak, you're told to stay silent. After days of travel, the caravan stops before colossal gates painted the color of drying blood. The palace walls stretch so high you can't see their tops. The gates open with a groan that vibrates through your bones. Cold-eyed guards usher you inside with the same interest someone might show a stray animal. You are stripped the moment you enter. Your clothes, your modesty, your childhood, everything is taken at once. You and a line of other terrified girls stand shivering while officials inspect every inch of your bodies. One girl is rejected because her teeth are uneven. Another is accepted because her feet are small enough to be broken and reshaped. You don't understand at first. Then you see them bring out bindings, long strips of cloth meant to crush bones into an unnaturally tiny shape. Beauty, they say, must be sculpted, even if it hurts, especially if it hurts. You pass the inspection by sheer luck. They cut your hair, wash you in icy water, powder your skin, and dress you in thin silk garments that feel unfamiliar and heavy on your shoulders. Then they lead you into the inner harem, a labyrinth of hallways draped in pink, gold, and red, where every corner seems to whisper secrets. Inside, the older concubines stare at you with eyes sharp enough to slice through stone. Their hair is pinned with jewels, their movements slow and deliberate like snakes studying prey. They don't see you as a child, they see you as competition. They've clawed, lied, and charmed their way into survival, and they'll do anything to stay where they are. Your first task is simple: serve tea. You think you can handle that. But when the senior consort tells you the water is too hot or the cup is not perfectly centered on the tray, she hits you with the back of her hand. When you hesitate to pour, she strikes you with a bamboo stick across the knuckles. Your hands throb for hours, but you force yourself not to cry. Tears, you quickly learn, draw attention. Attention draws danger. Every day, the rules become clearer. Obey without question. Hide your fear and make yourself useful, or vanish. At night, you hear stories whispered between the silk screens. A girl who asked too many questions disappeared the next morning. Another spilled wine on a noble's sleeve and was never seen again. Some say she's buried in the foundation stones beneath the palace. Some say worse. You start to sleep with one eye open, listening for footsteps, terrified they might stop outside your door. A year passes. You are 12. Your feet have been bound, bent inward until the bones cracked and fused in agonizing shapes. You limp through the halls of gold like a wounded bird. Every step hurts, but pain is the currency of survival here. The sharper the pain, the more you know you're still alive. Your duties grow heavier. You scrub floors until your fingers bleed. You dress older consorts, apply their makeup, fetch their scented water, arrange their hairpins. You become their shadow, always present, never acknowledged. If you move too slowly, you're punished. If you move too quickly, you're scolded. You're invisible, but somehow always the first one blamed. The palace becomes a game board, and every girl is a piece being moved, sacrificed, or crushed. The Jade Hairpin Girl, famous for her beauty and cruelty, spreads a rumor that you stole a noblewoman's comb. You never touched it, but truth doesn't matter here. You're dragged to clean latrines for days, swallowing humiliation like bitter medicine. Your hands stink no matter how hard you scrub them. Still, you learn. And with learning comes change. You begin to understand how every smile hides a threat, how every compliment carries poison. You learn the art of moving silently, the art of listening without reacting, the art of knowing when to lower your gaze and when not to. Then your life shifts again. During a royal ceremony, you're chosen to serve wine. They dress you in red silk so bright it hurts your eyes. It feels like being wrapped in someone else's skin. You walk into a hall filled with nobles, musicians, and officials, all laughing, all pretending to be civilized while their eyes judge everything you do. A drunken noble grabs your wrist as you pour, and you freeze. His grip tightens, his smile curdles. The imperial mother, the woman who rules the harem with an iron heart, watches you from her elevated seat. One flinch and you are done. Your hands tremble, but the wine lands inside the cup, not outside it. You place the pitcher down, bow, and step back. Your chest feels like it might explode. The senior consort overseeing you mutters, "You managed. Barely." It is the closest thing to praise you'll ever receive. That night, the emperor summons you. They carry you to him because your feet cannot bear your weight. The moment the curtains fall behind you and the chamber closes, you know your life will be different from this night onward, whether in a good way or a fatal one. Time blurs. Months pass. You survive, somehow. By 14, the palace has shaped you into something sharper than the jewel-encrusted hairpins worn by your rivals. You are observant, quiet, calculating, and the emperor notices. He calls for you again. His attention becomes a shield and a trap. Then you become pregnant. Every girl envies you. Every woman hates you. Every attendant watches you. A child, especially a boy, can elevate you from nothing to someone. But it can also kill you. The Jade Hairpin consort accuses you of poisoning her tea, and you're dragged before the imperial mother, who demands your confession with a whip ready to tear your skin apart. Your voice trembles when you deny the accusation, and you're seconds away from punishment, until a servant steps forward defending you. She saw the tea. She knows you're innocent. The accusation collapses. You give birth to a boy. The palace changes. Whispers follow you everywhere, some in awe, others in hatred. You keep your baby close, fearing that anyone could poison him. Sleep becomes a stranger. You wake at every creak, every shadow, every sigh of wind. The emperor elevates you to minor consort. It sounds prestigious, but you know better. Now you're even more of a threat. A loyal ally warns you that the Jade Hairpin consort has bribed guards to frame you for treason. You act immediately, bribing a maid to expose the plot. It works. The Jade Hairpin woman is dragged away screaming, her jeweled hairpins falling like raindrops on the stone floor. You survive another round, but you can feel your list of enemies growing. By 17, you've mastered the art of survival. A new girl enters the harem, young and radiant, with eyes hungry for power. The emperor's attention drifts toward her, and you know what that means. Your son is now your only real protection. Then the plague arrives. It sweeps through the palace, blackening lungs and stealing breath. Servants die first, then concubines. Food becomes scarce. Rumors of a purge spread. Too many mouths, not enough rice. You feel death in the air. And then your rival strikes. She accuses you of using witchcraft to sicken the emperor, a crime punishable by immediate execution. You're dragged to the courtyard under moonlight, knees on cold stone, hands bound. Your feet, permanently damaged, throb with agony. The imperial mother tells you to confess, or your son dies with you. Your throat feels like sand, but you force out a denial. The executioner raises his blade. Just when the steel kisses your neck, your loyal maid bursts in, waving a stolen letter proving your rival framed you. The blade swings, not at you but at your accuser. You live, but you know the palace will kill your son eventually if you don't act. So you arrange in secret for him to be sent far away to a distant cousin. If you're discovered, you'll die slowly. But the thought of him surviving gives you strength. At 23, your body begins to fail. Your bound feet are infected, your lungs scarred by illness, your joints worn from years of kneeling on cold stone floors. The emperor has a new favorite. You fade into the background like smoke. But before you disappear completely, you teach younger girls how to survive, how to walk lightly, how to listen, how to avoid the traps laid by the harem's venomous hierarchy. Eventually, fever claims you. You lie on a thin mat, the world spinning, the palace humming with life outside your door as if your existence never mattered. But you know better. You were a girl stolen from a village, thrown into a nightmare shaped by cruelty, sharpened by fear. And yet you outlived almost everyone who tried to destroy you. Your last thought is of your son, somewhere out there, growing, breathing, safe. You close your eyes knowing a small piece of you escaped the palace's endless hunger. You were never just another concubine. You were a spark in a dynasty's darkness, a shadow that refused to die quietly.